Hello everyone, wherever you are in the world, thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm Dr. Andrew Sharman, President of IOSH, and I'd like to welcome you once again to the latest in our series of COVID-19 webinars. These weekly webinars focus on gathering to share knowledge, experience and expertise, and they cover many professional, practical and evidence-based aspects of managing occupational safety and health during this pandemic. Today's is a special one. It's the 11th in our series, and this edition is brought to you in collaboration with key global partner professional body, the South African Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, CIOSH. For all of us, our concern is the health, safety and well-being of the millions of workers striving to continue to enable businesses to operate across South Africa and of course in other parts of the world too. So in the next hour, we'll examine the complex role of safety and health professionals during this crisis, how both organisations have been supporting you through COVID-19, and the vital part we will all play as our countries recover and establish healthier, safer workplaces. We'll explain additional challenges the COVID-19 pandemic is causing and mitigations that we're putting into place too. IOSH members worldwide continue to lead the way in enabling businesses and organisations to respond appropriately during this crisis. They continue to protect colleagues and prevent ill health, as well as helping millions of workers adapt to new ways of working and new challenges. And as President, I'm really proud of how our profession is responding. I'm delighted today to be joined by our panel of senior executives and key representatives from both SAIOSH and IOSH. So let me introduce you to our presenters and their topics. First, I'll provide a broad look at IOSH from the President's perspective, including what's been happening for us during the pandemic. Then we'll welcome SAIOSH President Sanjay Manu to give us his presidential overview on SAIOSH. Then we'll follow with Bev Messenger, Chief Executive of IOSH, to give details of how IOSH has realigned resources and refocused activities to respond to COVID-19 and how this continues to bring benefit to members. Next, we'll hear from SAIOSH CEO Niels Notje for a deep dive into how SAIOSH has managed COVID-19 and supported its members through the pandemic. We'll have a presentational signing of the MOU, and then we'll hear from Ant Honey, Assistant Category Manager at IOSH, on the role of the OSH professional, the value of CPD relevant training from IOSH, and how IOSH can help you continue to grow your knowledge and skills. And then finally, we'll answer some of your questions. It's quite a lot to get through today, isn't it? So if you do have some questions for our panel, please take the opportunity to submit them throughout the webinar, and we'll address as many as we can at the end of our presentations. I want to emphasize that this and our other webinars are a platform to inform and engage with safety and health professionals and others responsible for safety and health at work. We want to support you with this regular platform for engagement. This is a two-way channel, giving you the opportunity to share support and guidance on this evolving network of professionals. I think now, more than ever, organisations need authoritative, useful, relevant advice and guidance on managing the safety and health of their workforces. Please visit IOSH's website for the continuously updated COVID-19 advice and guidance we're producing for the OSH profession and all organisations on managing the response, keeping staff safe and healthy at work. So in case you're new to IOSH, here's a quick whistle-stop tour of who we are and what we do. The Institution of Occupational Safety and Health, or IOSH as we're known, is the world's largest membership organisation and the only chartered professional body focused on safety, health and well-being in the workplace. We have over 47,000 members in around 135 countries. We act as a champion, advisor, advocate and trainer for safety and health professionals working in organisations of all sizes in most sectors. And our focus is to support our members in their efforts to create workplaces that are safer, healthier and more sustainable for everyone. As well as being a professional body and membership organisation, we're also a thought leader and an enabler, working collaboratively to help organisations around the world excel in safety and health. Our latest work is designed to boost productivity, competitiveness, brand reputation, and resilience through improved safety, health, and well-being. Our networks, our branches, and groups encourage members to pursue their professional development in alignment with IOSH's competency framework and the training, skills, mentoring, volunteering and collaboration opportunities that we provide. Right now, many of our members are hard at work supporting their colleagues, leadership teams and suppliers as they adapt to new health protection needs and behaviours during the current coronavirus pandemic. During times of major challenge and crisis, such as in COVID-19, professionals responsible for occupational safety and health, which of course we call OSH, hold vital roles helping organisations and governments protect lives and manage OSH and wellbeing risks, business continuity and business sustainability too. They work throughout all sectors and for organisations of all sizes and types across the globe. IOSH is actively supporting these efforts. We're pleased to support this vital work by sharing resources with OSH professionals, employers and other stakeholders by collaborating with key partners in SA IOSH. Workplaces everywhere can be effective focal points for guidance on preventing the spread of infectious diseases like COVID-19. And IOSH provides access to key information and webinars on pandemic-related OSH and well-being and preventing virus exposure at work, in coordination with other leading international agencies. And of course, everything we do is in support of our vision, which is a safe and healthy world of work. The framework for achieving this vision, our Work 2022 strategy, was launched globally in April 2017 in Qatar. We chose the Middle East for this launch because it's home to some of our most active, successful and fast-growing networks of members. Much of this growth is driven there, of course, by the sector where the greatest numbers of our members work, construction. Work 2022 is designed to align with changing work patterns and workplaces, structured around an approach where we collaborate to influence and enhance our profession in ways that will achieve a safer, healthier world of work. We work worldwide with key collaborative partners and strive to improve workplace safety and health in ways that meet local and regional needs most effectively. To focus our work efficiently on key concerns within the broad span of safety, health and well-being, IOSH has 6 priorities, and you can see them on this slide. They are musculoskeletal disorders, well-being and mental health, occupational cancers, sustainability and human capital, rehabilitation, and non-health related fatalities. All these priorities are relevant to most sectors, and the costs they impose significantly hinder business success and sustainability. Our presidential team, including me as president, our president-elect and immediate past president, and our 6 vice presidents all volunteer to play vital roles in achieving IOSH's charitable aims. We're elected by the IOSH Council, which is our representative membership body, and we speak on behalf of IOSH to media and at high-profile events in safety and health and business around the world. We also represent IOSH and the safety and health professional on external bodies across industry sectors, such as INSHPO, which is the International Network of Safety and Health Practitioner Organisations. We believe that international collaborations like this build bridges and strengthen the positive impacts we can all make for safety and health at work. So without further ado, it's time for me to hand over and welcome SAIOSH President Sanjay Manu. Sanjay, please share your screen with us.
Thank you, Dr. Sharman, and to the IOSH team. I'm honored to be part of this webinar. My name is Sanjay Manu. I'm the president of the South African Institute of Occupational Safety and Health. SAIOSH is an organization established in 2010 and celebrates its 10th anniversary this year. Membership growth has been phenomenal over the decade, with now more than 15,000 members currently registered and growing. SAIOSH is the only South African qualifications authority, SAQA certified body, and the largest entity of OSH professionals in Africa. South Africa is the most industrialized country in Africa and has been affected by COVID-19. A national state of disaster was declared by President Cyril Ramaphosa, and the country went into its highest level of level 5 lockdown on the 23rd of March 2020. COVID-19 has fast-tracked the economy ahead of its time. The crisis has accelerated the transition to contactless work and automation. SAIOSH implemented a business continuity plan and at the outset, with staff continuing to provide its services and support to members, and to do so effectively whilst looking after the well-being and safety of its staff. Recent stats indicate that South Africa's coronavirus mortality rate is at 2%, which is below the global average of 6%. The number of recoveries is encouraging and has been confirmed at 51.5%. We are currently at level 3 lockdown, resulting in a significant easing of restrictions. On the other hand, the economy has been severely affected, with many companies going into business rescue or liquidation. Unemployment is expected to reach almost 40%, with the youth most affected. The government has implemented a number of business subsidy funds and assistance programs to circumvent this. The rapid advancement of technology and working conditions will require OSH legislation and regulations to change at a faster pace. The South African Department of Employment and Labour must be commended by being proactive to implement a number of OSH regulations, directives, and guidelines to combat the spread of COVID-19 at the workplace. I'm sure Niels will allude in his presentation to the webinar hosted in conjunction with the Department of Employment and Labour Chief Inspector, Mr. Thibaut Zana. I've been most impressed with the almost daily emails from admin@saiosh.co.za with COVID-19 related information on webinars, product, and service updates. Whilst acknowledging and thanking the thousands of members that have renewed their 2020 membership with SAIOSH, we realized the financial difficulties that some members were facing during these trying times. A SAIOSH membership relief fund was established to assist members that have been adversely affected due to the COVID-19 and to renew their membership, to assist them renew their 2020 membership with SAIOSH. The coronavirus dramatically changed the way we live and work. It has affected virtually every element of life. I'm sure you feel overwhelmed with the amount of COVID-19 information being published. And in fact, in myself, I've also been attending COVID-19 task team meetings almost on a daily basis. So in my opinion, the pandemic has placed immense attention on the importance of occupational health and safety at the workplace. This is accompanied with a great emphasis on the dire need for occupational health and safety practitioners. So Niels indicated in a conversation the other day that the SAIOSH membership has in fact grown significantly during the state of disaster in South Africa. However, in the midst of COVID-19 and a number of industries have been returning to work, there has to be a concerted emphasis to prevent workplace accidents and illnesses. A reminder of the International Labour Organization that estimates that some 2.3 million women and men around the world succumb to work-related accidents or diseases every year. This corresponds to over 6,000 deaths daily. Worldwide, there are around 340 million occupational accidents and 160 million victims of work-related illnesses annually. Health and safety practitioners must remember that the pandemic is a hugely stressful time for everyone. However, there are workers who will be more prone to suffering with mental health. In addition, there will be workers who feel vulnerable about the gloomy economic impact of the virus and whether they will lose their jobs. A reminder that capable health and safety professionals have knowledge, skills, self-esteem, and values that make them confident in their ability as individuals and in association with others in a diverse and changing society. Relations between SAIOSH and IOSH have grown significantly over the years, and we highly anticipated the signing of this Memorandum of Understanding. In conclusion, we salute and thank all health and safety professionals who have been working throughout the lockdown as essential services. South Africa is a resilient and our country, and it's our country at the end of the day. Yeah, so together we as health and safety professionals can assist to fight and overcome the COVID-19 pandemic. May you stay healthy and safe. Thank you, Dr. Sharman. Back to you.
Thank you, Sanjay, for this excellent insight. It's fantastic to hear what you're doing at SAIOSH and also what's happening in your great nation. In fact, it's one of my most favorite countries on the planet. I've visited South Africa more than 30 times now in the last 10 to 12 years and love to come back. I'm sorry that you're not holding your annual conference there this year. I was looking forward to joining you at that, but perhaps I'll be with you in 2021. Let me now pass the baton to Bev Messenger, IOSH's Chief Executive, to tell us more about how IOSH has been supporting members, partners and businesses worldwide throughout COVID-19. Bev, would you share your screen, please?
I will. Thank you, Andrew. Firstly, I'd like to thank Niels and Sanjay for joining us during this pandemic. It's a very challenging time for so many people, and for so many people giving up their time to join the webinar today. Our IOSH COVID webinar series has been a great way to reach out to all OSH professionals, a forum to engage and share knowledge, experiences and learning across our network and beyond, which we know is vitally important. Right now, many IOSH members remain hard at work supporting their colleagues, their leadership teams, suppliers and sectors all over the world, and they're responding to the new health protection needs and behaviours of the pandemic crisis. IOSH has been committed since early this year to sharing the best available information about COVID-19 as it's developed, supporting its members, partners and training providers, and above all, protecting IOSH staff and their families. Once the pandemic was confirmed, IOSH redirected all of our work, researching, writing, designing, communicating and disseminating advice and guidance to produce content focused solely on COVID-19 material. We created a knowledge hub on our website, www.iosh.com/coronavirus, that continues to grow as the pandemic responses change, practically on a daily basis. This involves helping businesses, initially with workplace hygiene and preventative measures, then moving on to supporting managers and staff adapting rapidly to remote working. Based in part on previous IOSH funded research, as well as the ergonomics of home working and the working from home mental health. In doing this, we established support for our existing members, as well as answering demands for IOSH knowledge. This strengthened our position as an expert source of delivering accessible, relevant, regular guidance by subject matter experts. Supporting healthcare workers is in everyone's global interest and is a charitable activity for IOSH with far-reaching potential benefits. We offered additional support to health and social care workers by collaborating with the Faculty of Occupational Health Nurses to distribute their COVID content via our network and vice versa. We have also run 2 global surveys for the World Health Organization to capture intelligence about which prevention and control methods work most effectively for key workers and health and social care workers. These improvements to add to global guidance and advice. And now, as organisations have been in lockdown, take their first tentative steps in many places to return some of their employees to the workplace. IOSH's new campaign, Returning Safely, is offering advice and guidance to help people carry out COVID risk assessments and make adjustments to the way they work to ensure everyone stays safe and societies and economies start to recover. These give just a few examples of IOSH's reach, relevance and agility. As Andrew has touched on, IOSH has 4 distinct but connected roles, but most people don't see or experience all of them. Primarily, we represent the occupational safety and health profession globally. We are a charity without geographic borders. Our not-for-profit status and our Royal Charter offers benefits globally. Our funds are directed towards public good, and we ensure that we invest them wisely to provide maximum impact and benefit to the OSH profession and the world of work, whilst our strong corporate governance ensures the quality and integrity of our work. Our status within the profession means that individuals choose to support us by becoming members. Collectively, they create a fantastic asset that allows us to operate in over 135 countries. Thirdly, our thought leadership and knowledge we share generates trust and respect. All of our positions are well considered and underpinned by research and evidence. And finally, we're an enabler of organisational success worldwide. As a vocational body, our members and our products and services support organisations and their supply chains globally to achieve their strategic goals responsibly. One area where we've had great success is by collaborating with like-minded organisations around the world. Organisations like yours that have a mission and aim that complements and enhances our own. CIOSH and IOSH are both influential OSH bodies leading the way at what is the time for OSH professionals to take the stage. This makes our global collaborative working relationship more timely and more important than ever. Our renewed and further developed collaboration will provide greater benefits to members, giving increased access to learning, training, development and CPD opportunities, as well as an increased opportunity for sharing throughout a global network of OSH professionals. We're looking forward to helping advance the knowledge and professional practice of good OSH management. We'll support each other through a synergistic strategy which helps you access IOSH training and education products within the South African CPD system. Through continuing professional development activities, IOSH and Saiosh members will build skills, knowledge and expertise to help them become more rounded and valued safety and health professionals. Being a member of organisations like ours benefits you, your organisation and the wider world of work. It develops you as a practitioner, enhances your career prospects and extends your network and keeps you up to date. Your organisation gains from employing a professional member of a body in occupational safety and health. With our advice and support, you'll be helping your organisation improve its reputation, its productivity and resilience by looking after the health and well-being of its workforce. IOSH membership is recognised worldwide as the benchmark for professional safety and health excellence. We become much stronger in alliance with partners like, say, IOSH. Whether it's by meeting face-to-face or, as we're all having to do at the moment, connecting online, thousands of our members connect each week as part of the largest community of safety and health professionals. IOSH membership gives you access to regional and industry-specific groups and networks where you can learn, share best practice, insights, ideas and experiences, enriching your skills, capabilities and working life. We're very proud to be collaborating with IOSH and look forward to building even stronger joint initiatives in the coming years which benefit both of our members. Thank you for dedicating your time to this webinar today.
Thank you, Andrew. We'll now hear from Saiosh CEO Niels Nortje on the work Saiosh has been doing to support the members throughout the pandemic. So Niels, please share your screen with us now.
Thank you, Andrew. Let me just get to the share screen here. Right, good afternoon, everyone. And as indicated by Andrew in the beginning, what a special day this is indeed for the formalization of our working collaboration between Saiosh and IOSH. I like the term every now and again to hear SA IOSH, but it's actually pronounced Saiosh, but we accept the SA IOSH as well. So it's indeed an honor and a privilege for me as the head of this organization to give a brief overview of what Saiosh do and what we offer, in particular over the COVID-19 period. Just from a formality point of view, Saiosh is a legitimate, recognized and registered organization in South Africa and complies with all the normal legal registration requirements, including a non-profit company, a non-profit organization, VAT tax registered, and as alluded by our President Sanjay, we are also a SACWA recognized professional body in South Africa. And from a safety point of view, we cannot operate unless we are registered with the Compensation Act for Compensation for Occupational Injuries and Diseases Act. So we are a legitimate organization and have so been for the past 10 years. What a year to celebrate our 10th anniversary, but you either adapt or you die, as they say. So as indicated, very unique in South Africa that professional bodies, all professional bodies in South Africa, whether you are a statutory body or a voluntary association, have to be registered in terms of an act. And in our case, it's called the South African Qualifications Authority, who has recognized Saiosh as the professional body to register occupational safety professionals in South Africa in terms of our NQF Act. Not only does the professional body have to be registered professionally or recognized professionally, you can only award the designations. I think IOSH refers to them as grades. You can only award a grade, in our term a designation, if you register these designations in South Africa. Each designation will have to have 3 components, and that would be a qualification component, an experience component, and more important, a descriptor, which determines or prescribes the limitations of the professional. As can be seen, we have adapted the actual titles or the names back in 2012 already from IOSH as being technical member, graduate member, and chartered member. And yes, I did complete the survey of IOSH for your restructuring of your grades. And I must say, I quite fancy the middle one changing to certified. I'm sure we will adopt soon. We are sticking, however, with our minimum qualifications and experience components. So we have this 3 professional designations, and they are registered in terms of the NQF Act, just like any other professional designation, i.e. an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer, etc. Like with all professional bodies, CIOSH is the same. To enter, there's an initial qualifications or an course or courses that you do. There's an experimental learning component, and then there's some form of a board exam or an assessment to enter the professional body. And that is probably the most easiest part if you join a professional body like CIOSH, because then to maintain your professional registration, you can only do so if you adhere to a code of conduct and a disciplinary procedure, as well as continuing professional development, which I'm sure IOSH will agree with me is quite a stringent thing for members to adhere to, unless you are registered with a statutory body, which will then just deregister you and you can't practice. But we can't, we're voluntary associations. So the process is exactly the same for us as CIOSH to become professionally registered. As mentioned by our President Sanjay, we are currently the largest occupational health and safety professional body in Africa with more than 15,000 members. So just briefly, some membership benefits that we offer CIOSH and have been offering for the past 10 years. The fundamental benefit would be to join not as a member, but to be professionally registered. So although professional registration is a fairly new concept in the field of occupational health and safety, it's not new for engineers or chartered accountants or doctors or lawyers, but it's a fairly new concept to subject yourself to professional registration and to maintain that registration by means of CPD. But that we see as our main draw card, like it was mentioned by Bev as well, but also to get benefits. As any other voluntary association, you will close quicker than you open up if you only offer that and send out the invoice once a year for your renewal. So we have built up quite a lengthy membership benefit list. I'm not going to go through all of them. In fact, they are not all of them, but initially, obviously, SACWA professional registration. We offer free provincial CPD OH workshops. Who would have guessed that our free OHS webinars is shot through the roof, which has happened now. We offer free e-learning programs to our members. Very important, we offer free legal updates and advice forum for our members, where we have an advocate available 24/7 to answer our members' queries, and a software legal provider that updates our members for free when there's new legislation coming out. We got free subscription to a SHEC Management Magazine, our official journal, both soft copy and hard copy posted. We also recognize that our professionals consist of consultants, and we've identified and provide our members with professional indemnity insurance at a discounted rate. We've got many online networking opportunities, including easy to upload CPD points and to update your profile. Yes, Andrew, as alluded, annual International OHS conference, the 10th one, the big one, had to be postponed until June next year, but I'm sure we will get there. And we then obviously give our members regular health and safety updates and newsletters, and a very active career portal, which I think is important that those who are looking for professionals post their adverts on our website, and vice versa, our professional members then apply there. Something unique to CIOSH as well is that we do not issue hard copy certificates for some time. We also do not issue PDF or electronic certificates. We actually appointed an external third party to do 24/7 live digital accreditation verification. It's called Privy Seal. So the members, once paid up, once their CPD is up to date, they will be issued to a link, which they then register with Privy Seal, and they then get a link to their certificate, which they can use to demonstrate to clients at any given time that they are in good standing with CIOSH. There's also a nice little logo that comes at the bottom. If Joe Blocks or J Safety Blocks is a chartered member, he can embed that in his signature with the link, and it's a live verification at any given time. What is the status of the member? Quite exciting to mention to you that we believe we will be one of the first, if not the only professional body in the world that is busy attaining our ISO 17024 standard. For those of you that don't know 17024, it's the conformity assessment general requirements for bodies operating certification of persons. So any professional body that declare someone else professional at a certain level, like SIOSH and other professional bodies, can subject themselves to ISO 17024. It's quite a stringent operation to go through, but we decided as the SIOSH and the council that we will do this, and we're aiming towards the end of this year to have an ISO 17024 certification, which, as you know, is recognized worldwide. So then we had COVID, lockdown, and just one or two slides to quickly inform you what SIOSH did when this pandemic struck us. So whilst our offices, which is very nice and clean and open, standing empty since the 18th of March, we have not gone in hibernation. In fact, we remained 100% operational and still are today, without having one single employee at our offices working from there. So on the 17th of March, which is approximately a week before our South African national lockdown started, we put together a business continuity plan, and the fundamental objective of that plan was to continue to provide services to our members as we have done before, let alone that we know that we're going to increase our services, and to do so effectively without looking after, without compromising the well-being and safety of our staff. So we've implemented that on the 17th of March. Effectively from the 18th of March, the morning, we were working 100% from home and are still doing so, and we have not missed a beat, I'm pleased to report. So what are services that we offer during this COVID period and still offering? First and foremost, we continued with all our normal membership services. As Sanjay mentioned, we implemented a membership relief fund where members that was adversely affected by the COVID, and there were many of them, could apply, and we would give them 100% discount on the 2020 membership fund. The figures of that is quite high. That it goes without saying that you couldn't just apply without being able to demonstrate that you've been retrenched or your company is closed down, etc. We believe that those members that receive this 100% refund is members for life year after. We also joined the independent professional body forum food project called Fast Food Forward here in South Africa, and urge our members to help pledge to this fund, including SIOSH, and we are pleased to the feedback that we had last week is over 60 million rand is already raised for that fund for food to be distributed during COVID-19. More closely at home, we have immediately opened a SIOSH COVID-19 Workplace Preparedness Forum. This is an online platform where our members can log in, and we call it now the library of information for COVID-19 Workplace Preparedness Forums, which contain every single government gazette that Sanjay alluded to, and our Department of Employment and Labour has been issuing these things quite rapidly and changing them, and compliments to them for that. And it was our job to keep our members up to form, to have the latest gazettes, the latest guidelines, etc. on that forum, and obviously remove the ones as they are replaced. We also provide a large number of templates on hazardous biological agent risk assessments and other related documents. We originally linked up with the National Occupational Institute of Health and forward their webinars and presentations to our members. And we had to increase our OHS legal advice capacity to man that forum, because there is always legal interpretation required once you have legislation. So we have a seasoned OHS advocate that help with the legal interpretation of all this new legislation. That figure has gone up. There's over 400 posts already on this forum. So then webinars, which we have conducted before, and we decided then straight away to, the only way that we can keep our members informed is if we do webinars like IOSH is doing on COVID-19, the series. So we started off with a 6-hour COVID training session for our Department of Employment Labour inspectors. We got all the resources and our senior members that has experience with biological hazardous agents, risk assessments, understanding the spread of the disease, understanding the control measures. And I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 webinars. We're hosting our 7th one tomorrow, our 8th one next week, and it's just continuing. I'm not going to go through the topics there, but as you can see, it's very topical. It's also available for any member that perhaps missed it at the time on our social platform, on our Facebook page, excuse me, and also on our SIOSH website. So in closing, I would like to quote, in one of my newsletters to the members, I said that never in the history of the world or the formal practice of occupational health and safety has the overall occupation of OSH ever been so highlighted and a crucial role player than now. Saiosh and its members are playing a crucial role during these unprecedented and challenging times. Together, we are supporting the health and safety and well-being of workers and organizations throughout South Africa, helping to prevent, contain, and delay the spread of COVID-19. I thank you for your time and joining this webinar. Andrew, back to you.
Niels, thank you very much. Now, don't go anywhere, Niels. We'd like to keep you on screen, and if Bev, you can share your screen too. I'd like to invite the Chief Executives of SAIOSH and IOSH to sign the new Memorandum of Understanding Agreement live on this webinar.
Right, we have been briefed before we started this webinar. So I don't know if you all can see this document. This is the document that is to be signed today. It's just been printed, it's quite hot still. I have been asked to sign first here in South Africa and then to hand the document to Bev. So the official golden or silver SAIOSH pen is at hand, and I will now sign it. Bev? I would like to hand over the MOU to Bev, if you can maybe reach out and take it, and maybe you can sign it from your end.
Super. Thanks, Neil.
Thanks, Niels. Oh, look, it's arrived. How fantastic is that in a virtual world? I've got a slightly more modest IOSH pen, which I'm not sure you can see against my background, but I'm absolutely delighted on behalf of the institution to be signing this memorandum of understanding, which really seals our collaborative working relationship that we've had for many years, but really puts it into a whole new level. So this is me signing.
Fantastic. Great stuff. Thank you, Bev and Niels. As Derek Monberg has just posted in our chat box, what a historical occasion. Well done, IOSH and SAIOSH. I think it really is fantastic to see both organizations supporting each other and their members in challenging times for us all, wherever we are around the world. So thank you to Bev and to Niels. We'll let you both go for the moment, but of course, we'll be coming back for some questions shortly. Those who are attending this webinar, now's the time to get posting your questions. Please put them in the Q&A box and not the chat box. Put them in the Q&A box, and that will make sure that I'll get to see them and post them to the panel after our next speaker. So now we'll hear from Ant Honey, who's IOSH's Assistant Category Manager, on how you can enhance your SAIOSH membership with access to some fantastic IOSH content and additional training opportunities. So Ant, over to you. Please share your screen.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Andrew, and thank you to the presenters you've already heard from on this webinar. And what a fantastic moment that was for the mutual signing of the MOU. I'm just going to talk to you over the next 5 minutes or so around the roles, or the global role of a safety professional. As global safety professionals, certainly during COVID-19 and for some considerable time before, we have been challenged by businesses to provide levels of assurance not typically felt by an OSH professional. Part of this need for assurance is evidence that the role and contributions that IOSH professionals are making is not only on the increase, but sought after by both business and industry. The opportunity that presents itself to global OSH professionals is that this assurance now sits in a sweet spot where very few professionals get a chance to regularly operate. So if equipped with the right knowledge and skills and understanding, there's an opportunity here for OSH professionals to be the key to unlocking not only the potential within ourselves and our teams, but we can also make tangible connections to senior business leaders. In addition to this, business leaders will then feel empowered to approach investors and governments to further support the global vision of OSH professionals. In order to make these connections, you need a universal language and a toolkit that allows you to engage with and influence not only OSH professionals and colleagues, but decision makers whom are not in our immediate sphere of influence. IOSH's competency framework is one such tool. All IOSH professionals will proclaim, and rightly so, that what we do is imperative to business success and should be a key item on every senior leader's agenda. But how do we make that a reality? That's the challenge. There's a business language spoken globally to which OSH professionals must tap into, and the IOSH competency framework enables an OSH professional to develop themselves in such a way. As OSH professionals, you will already be valued within your organisation or via the role you play in supporting that organisation. What you see here is the suite of courses that have cemented IOSH as one of the global leaders in OSH skills. We split these into 4 levels. So as you look at it, working left to right, we have executive, management, core, and professional development. These 4 levels, when dovetailed with the competencies, are a very powerful tool for OSH professionals to leverage when considering CPD opportunities and how these opportunities are aligned and desired by business. Our tried, tested, and trusted approach is to provide a model which works from either top to bottom within an organisation or vice versa. IOSH would always encourage adoption of the executive programme first, as this is one of the key ways OSH professionals, in conjunction with the behavioural competencies shown on the previous slide, really start to help position themselves as having an impact at both an operational and strategic level. The management programme helps embed basic OSH skills that non-OSH specific roles require. By adopting these courses, however, you will see firsthand how the value is being brought into business, as well as attaining personal CPD points, which are broken down for you on the following slide. Our core programme really supports frontline workers, and the professional development pillar, where our level 3 safety and health for business certificate sits, pulls the other 3 pillars together in a programme that is not only accredited, but has specifically been designed to be practical, business-centric, with lots of tools, tips and advice on how to thrive in a business environment. This is a wholly different approach, and one which will further cement global OSH professionals as essential to global economic success. Our focus before, during and post COVID-19 has always been to promote the highest possible standards of occupational safety and health, and this is now a wonderful opportunity created via this global collaboration to really enhance the OSH profession and as a result influence business outputs. We very much look forward to transforming to a safe and healthy world of work with Saiosh members as key partners. Thank you for listening, and I'll now pass back to Andrew for a short Q&A session. Thank you, Andrew.
Super. Thanks. And we've now got a short opportunity to discuss any questions that you might have. And actually, I'm looking through the Q&A box here and finding lots of questions. So let's get Bev and Niels and Sanjay back on screen. So Bev, Niels, Sanjay, if you could please share your screens, let us see you and hear you too. We've got a bunch of fantastic questions. Some of them are directly related to specific COVID-19 virus inquiries, so I'm going to try to skip through those rather than focus on them, and instead encourage people to visit both the CIOSH website and the IOSH website for the coronavirus resources there. And really concentrate on the spirit of the webinar today, which is this MOU between the two organisations. So the first question coming in from Christian Hopper, perhaps to Bev and to Niels. How can IOSH and CIOSH and members and partners better influence business stakeholders and governments to ensure that returning safely to work involves refreshed and revised suitable OSH training in the new normal, whatever that is, particularly for those moving to higher risk work or shift work, or for those out of a role for quite a long time? And perhaps also assure a kind of COVID-safe assurance scheme where marketed by third parties or members are fit for purpose. So Niels, perhaps from you first, some general thoughts about CIOSH's influence as we return to work safely.
Thanks, Andrew. I think that is a question that has always been there, even before COVID, just for OHS in general, if you ask me. It's always been a mission of CIOSH to get the profession recognized as a professional, as a profession, first of all, and that the designations are recognized as being professional. And just like there are standards for the employment or the use of an engineer to design a building or to sign off on design drawings, that is what we strive for. We certainly in South Africa have seen the mind shift change. And I do believe that COVID-19 will continue that. We're also further blessed in South Africa with very detailed specific legislation, specifying specifically that the persons, for example, that's coming to do the risk assessment for reopening businesses in COVID has to be done by a competent person. In fact, the Department of Health in South Africa has gone so far to say that it must either be a registered occupational hygienist or a certified safety professional. So I think we are continuing with the same objective and driving to be recognized and to ensure that only competent people are employed, whether it's the safety professional or whether it's someone that's going to assist the safety professional. But we also got great legislation, I believe, that backs us here. And obviously, although CIOSH do not do training courses, we could maybe recommend the courses that we have CPD verified of IOSH.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Niels. And just a reminder, because we only have 10 minutes left on this webinar, if all panelists could be as concise as possible with the answers, and then we can, of course, follow up afterwards with additional information when we send out by email and upload to the websites for participants today. So, Bev, a quick thought from you on returning to work safely, please.
Well, I think, I alluded to in my presentation, I think this is our time. And, we are making all the right connections at a very senior level in health and safety executive, with business, with the IOD, all the influential players to put ourselves right at the centre of the solution. And the solution is about keeping people safe and well, returning to work, but it's also about making us seen as enablers to business recovery. And that, this is a global pandemic health crisis, but it's also an economic crisis. And I think this is a real opportunity for us not only to be seen as the champions of workplace health and safety and well-being, but also an absolutely critical enabler of business recovery, because that's going to be the next crisis that we're all dealing with. And, I think this is our time to be able to step up and demonstrate our worth in that area.
Yeah, let's get Sanjay Manu, the president of CIOSH, in the mix. Sanjay, a challenging question here for you, and I'm sorry to put you on the spot. It comes from Gavin Wilson, who needs some information about the signing of the MOU. Gavin asks, does signing of the MOU now mean that we as CIOSH members have to support England rugby team when they play other nations?
Not at all. The world champions, the Springboks, definitely, he's backing the winners, yeah.
Fantastic.
I was very tempted, Andrew. I was very tempted to wear my Springbok shirt today, but I thought against it because it doesn't actually fit any longer.
You and me both, Bev. I'm struggling to get into my Bucky shirt as well after probably indulging a little bit too much over the pandemic lockdown period. Adam Barrett's asking, will IOSH and CIOSH continue to work together and host events like this post-COVID-19? And will IOSH and Saiosh members be able to access each other's benefits? Perhaps Niels and Bev, one of the two of you might like to give a quick comment there.
Most from our side, most definitely, because all the information that we refer to, like yours as well, is not exclusive to SIOSH members. It's on our public, on our social media, so it's on our website as well. So to answer that one is quite easy, yes. And definitely, I'm sure we're going to have more webinars like this. Members might have noticed that we started sharing this information when you guys started with your webinars before us, and we shared it to our members as well. So the short answer is yes.
I mean, the fantastic thing about being in the OSH profession is the amount of sharing that we all do, and you know, the current crisis has just accelerated that and cemented that, and is now, you know, because of the technology that we've all got, you know, the virtual world has become the norm. And so actually that communication flow, networking, sharing is even easier and stronger than ever. And in terms of the MOU, we've always had a fantastic relationship with SIOSH, and you know, we see this signing as just another step on the journey to you know, a closer and closer collaboration going forward. So yes, it's symbolic today. It cements a fantastic relationship we've already had, and actually we can only see it going from strength to strength, I think, Niels.
Right. Thanks, Bev. Let me add another question in there. It's coming in from, I'm sorry, I'm going to pronounce this name poorly, Mzikwake Chekwane, asking, will my SIOSH membership be automatic to IOSH membership, or do I have to make a formal membership application for IOSH, Bev?
Yes, no, you'll need to make an application. Obviously, lots of our resources and benefits are available because we're a charity, and you don't have to be a member to benefit. But currently, then you would need to become a separate IOSH member.
Thank you. And let me bring you in and have a quick chat about training here. Liam Dre is saying he's new to IOSH. Can you advise on how to sign up to some of the training courses that have been mentioned here today?
Yeah, thanks, Andrew, and thank you for the question. Yeah, so there's a large training provider network that is available. Obviously, it's a question of you have to decide the course you want, and all that information is available on our website. You need to decide the delivery medium, whether you want to sit an e-learning module or whether you would be prepared to wait and maybe do a face-to-face session when that is permitted. But like I say, all the information that you need to start with is on the IOSH website. You need to research the course that you'd be interested in, again, linking them to the competencies, and then find one that offers a delivery model that you're looking for, and then just make the introductions.
Great, thanks, Ant. Ashraf Recliffe is posting a question for me. Does IOSH also provide CPD merits to SIOSH members participating in IOSH online COVID webinars, direct or via SIOSH administration? Well, Ashraf, the way our CPD works here at IOSH is that we self-assess and allocate points directly to our own CPD profiles. And you can find out quite a lot of information about how our CPD and our IPD processes work at IOSH.com, and click on the tab for CPD or IPD. So you can check in there and also find the links to how you can use this great resource that we shared with you today as part of your SIOSH CPD too. Thanks for that question. We are running out of time, so I'm going to just raise one last very quick one. It's an important one and links back to the point that Niels made about the relief fund. And I'm going to ask the question to both of you, although I think it's a South African question. It's relevant to IOSH too. An anonymous attendee says, I was retrenched from my job before. I can't manage to pay for my membership now. Will I lose my membership, or is there some kind of assistance available? Niels, could you have a go at that one first?
Thanks, Andrew. Well, that's exactly why we introduced the Membership Relief Fund. We send the notice out to all our members. We explain how it works, and it's directly related to COVID-19. If you're adversely affected, you could apply. It's a simple process, and we approve it within a couple of hours. So from a SIOSH point of view, yes, it's available. We obviously couldn't have this open-ended. So we linked it to our level of lockdown stages, where lockdown stage 3 was implemented on the 1st of June, where virtually the whole of the economy has opened up in South Africa again. We do have an unwritten policy for any of our members at any given time, COVID or not COVID, to approach us when they have any difficulties, and we have we have approved a number of individual cases as well. So we're open to discuss.
Bev, of course, in IOSH, we have the IOSH Benevolent Fund. Can you just say a few words about that?
Yes, the Benevolent Fund has been operational as a separate charity to IOSH for a number of years and is available. There is criteria, obviously, but primarily for IOSH members who are in financial difficulty, in some hardship, and we're promoting that very hard, obviously, through COVID. There's also, for IOSH members, there are concessionary membership rates, and again, we would encourage, a bit like Niels has said, anybody who's having any difficulty to contact us direct and talk about your particular circumstances or access information through the IOSH website about the Benevolent Fund.
Thank you, Bev. I'm just going to pick off one final question because it's an easy one and I like finishing with an easy one that I can answer. George Mansour is asking, how can I be a member of IOSH? Well, it's really easy, George. Just go to iosh.com and click on join, or send an email to membership@iosh.com. We welcome your inquiry, George, and look forward to you joining us. A final comment really for Bev and Niels. It comes from my friend Alan Plum, who's very active in IOSH Rural Industries Group. Alan's saying, is there an active rural industry section in South Africa representing land and water-based sectors, environmental management and so on? Wouldn't it be great to share thoughts between SAIOSH and IOSH in this particular area, particularly when IOSH Rural Industries Group has an ever-expanding network of contacts around the world? So Niels, maybe that's a thought for you to take away and then feed back to us so that we can share, perhaps post this webinar. So for now, I'd like to end this session by saying thank you to our panelists for sharing excellent presentations today. I'm grateful to you all for joining us and for taking part with over 360 of us here. I think the points that Niels, Sanjay, Ant and Bev have been making are quite clear, that together we're stronger and together we'll get through this pandemic as it hits us across the world, strong as one OSH professional wherever we are. I'm grateful to you all for joining us and taking part. Please take care of yourselves and each other's and stay healthy. Thank you very much. I wish you a great day.